Go ahead.
I was booked to deliver a 3-hour presentation called How to Design and Deliver a More Dynamic Sermon. The audience was 350 Seventh-day Adventist pastors. I know that they were thinking, one, she is the only person on the entire program who is not a minister. How can anyone who isn't a minister tell me how to write a better sermon? I write a new one every week. And 3, I bet she isn't even a Seventh-day Adventist. Now, you see, I have to know, I know that's what they would be thinking. So in that case, you realize the importance of your opening builds your credibility. So what I actually did was walk out and say, 465 times in the Bible, it said it came to pass. It did not say it came to stay. And unless your sermon is well constructed, artfully crafted and charismatically delivered, it will not come to stay in the hearts, minds, and lives of your congregation. Great. Then they said, amen, hallelujah, but I at least got their attention. Then I introduced my premise. Every Seventh-day Adventist pastor and lay preacher can deliver even more charismatic sermons. What would they be thinking? By better understanding and implementing the 3 necessary ingredients that go into every effective speech and sermon. What are they? Yeah. Content, or the structure, how you put together your sermon. Content, what does it actually say, and then your delivery. There are 2 ways you need to connect to every congregant.
What are they?
Emotional and intellectual. So you see, this is a conversation we could have at a dinner table. It's the structure of the speech, knowing what the audience would be thinking. Based on what you said before in your speech, what would the audience be thinking? So although this is answer questions, is to help you mentally prepare, you actually carry the idea through the entire time, based on what you've said. Now, if you've just given an example of, let's just say, a company has to have good auditing, and you give an example of IBM, they think, well, what would the audience be thinking? Well, maybe this only applies to big companies. So your next example has to be a small company. And then you'll say, obviously, no matter what your size, auditing is important. Now let's look at our company. What are we doing right? What can we improve? Can you see what a logical chunk of content that is? Good. Now that we're all back, let us move on. Good.